Hi, welcome to this reading. I just spent the last couple minutes. My name is Cynthia. Thank you for being here, first of all. If you're new to my channel, thank you. Views and action tends to go down quite a bit during the summer months, I've learned, so probably not a ton of new people to the readings lately, but if you are new, thank you, and thank you for subscribing. And if you're returning, I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting my work. And let's just go for it here with this general reading. I have been appreciating, I don't know what I've been appreciating. I haven't been appreciating anything. I'm not even really sure where that start of that statement was coming from, for what it's worth. I don't know what I've been appreciating. I've been appreciating, I do know. I've been appreciating the coverage over the Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell crimes that were committed back during the pandemic. They are serial killers. There are a couple, they're both convicted, both have multiple life sentences. Chad recently received the death penalty. Today there have been a lot of, because her sentencing over her crimes in Arizona is happening today, so there have been a lot of victim impact statements uploaded to YouTube, and I've been watching those, and I just appreciate the courage that it takes a crime victim to face their person who's like the source of all their trauma in the courtroom and speak to them, right? That takes a lot of guts. And her son, Colby, actually gave a victim impact statement this morning via phone, and it was really powerful. I appreciate his work that he's tried to do in the aftermath of all of this, like starting his own channel. You know, I mean, he lost everyone in his whole family. He's the only one remaining in his family, you know, from his immediate family. So it's a lot to go through as a young person. So I appreciate that, and I've been appreciating the coverage recently in the U.S. around, oops, this is too soon to burn anything on there yet, actually, around victims coming forward in numbers surrounding the Trump-Epstein stuff as well. I'll just say that. Hearing from victims who tried to come forward decades ago in particular have been particularly painful to listen to. This woman made it her life's mission to try to bring both Trump and Epstein to justice, and it's been an exhausting journey for her. And hearing some of her statements, I shared one of her statements. I just really appreciated her, the way she articulated what she's been through. So just with crime victims being highlighted here, maybe there's going to be something to do with that coming through this general reading. You may be a crime victim. Crime is complex, and I'm an anarchist, and so I believe in prison abolition, but I don't believe in letting criminals get away with things, especially somebody like Lori Vallow, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, right? Like, those people should not be allowed to buy their way out of accountability. But I'm not a believer in the U.S. prison system, right? So it's complicated. But I'm not crying any tears over the fact that she's spending her life in prison. And I'm honestly not even crying that Chad Daybell got the death penalty, and I'm opposed to the death penalty. So I guess that's what I mean when I say crime is complex, right? Because the victims of crime need to have a measure of justice and accountability for what they've experienced, right? So other societies, you know, before prisons and policing, which are a modern human invention, societies did things like shunning, right? Like if someone committed a crime against the community, they were shunned. They were kicked out of the community and forced to go survive on their own. And I know that we're not in hunter-gatherer days anymore, but those are things that we can also invent. We can invent new ways. We can dismantle the prison and policing system and invent a new one, right? We invented that one. We can invent a new one. That's my position. So what does the collective need to know here? What does the collective need to know right now? We're speaking about crime and crime victims. Is that a theme, or what's going to be a theme to come out for this collective message today on Friday? What's a good message to come out for us today? Ritual in the upright. So you might have just done some intention setting for the new moon in Leo that we just had. It was a powerful, when we're still in that energy. It's not like it's over. We're still in the new moon energy. So it's a good time to set your intentions and do a new moon ritual to create and improve the odds that your intentions will come to be, right? What else do we need to know? So someone's going to jail, and it's soon. Okay, so speaking of, like, listening to something like, or we're talking today about Lori Daybell's sentencing. She's being sentenced right now. She was sentenced, actually. It's already just happened. So somebody's going to jail. It's already over. Whatever has occurred, somebody is already on their way to jail. That's already a done deal. This may be a surprise, a positive surprise to the community. The community may have given up hope that this person was going to face justice, and they're going to be pleasantly surprised. Something about this crime coming to light has brought respect on your name. You may have had, I don't know why that would be, but somebody has received a sentence and is going to jail. And it may be somebody that was obsessed with you following a breakup. They may have done a lot of dirty work to hurt you post a breakup, or it doesn't have to be a breakup. It could be someone that just is obsessed with you from afar, watches you from afar. You might be somebody that has a notable presence where you live, or you have an online presence. You have some type of position in your world where you are seen, and someone really got fixated on you and obsessed with you. And not only did they get obsessed with you, but they were sending you a lot of evil eye as a result of this obsession, a lot of envy and jealousy around your sovereign, creative, abundant, successful energy. Somebody was hating on it, and they were trying to block it by sending you a lot of oppositional evil eye type energy. What's important that you understand, though, is that they may have committed a crime against you, and they're now this could be like a spiritual court, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like they actually took their obsession to another level and are now in trouble for their obsession. What took place? What took place here? The community is a lot safer now that this person's going to jail, and it's a good news for the community. The community is very pleasantly surprised that this person has been convicted. What happened? It's also like the community's waking up to the fact that you were right all along. So you may, like, okay, this is a great example, because in that video that I just shared from an Epstein victim and someone who witnessed Donald Trump's presence back then in the 90s, she's now all of a sudden back in the spotlight, and a lot of people have a lot of reason to be grateful to this person, because she has fought as long and hard as she has against this rich and powerful man, Jeffrey Epstein, right? now everybody's seeing, holy shit, this person's been right. And not only that, she has important things to say about what's going on in the present moment because of Donald Trump's affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein. So this is that kind of energy, okay? It's like everybody in the community is shocked, pleasantly surprised, and blown away by the fact that you've been telling the truth the whole time. So let's find out. Again, what did this criminal obsessed person do? What did this obsessed person do? They got obsessed when you started to move on from them in some way. So again, it's kind of seeming like this might be an obsessed lover, but it doesn't have to be. What did this obsessed person do? They tried and failed to manipulate things because, and we know that they failed because they're on their way to prison. But they were trying to manipulate things through obsessive energy. They may have tried to take money in some way from you or from other unsuspecting people. They might have had some kind of a scam going, and they didn't like that you wouldn't be a part of it. That could be, what else? This person, clearly, we were suspecting that with this obsession card right here. This person is mentally and emotionally unstable. But what I'm picking up is that they may have had people fooled for a while, and that's why the community is like, holy shit, you were right the whole time. This person was really messed up, okay? This has opened up a pathway for you, or I don't know about this pathway card here. Give me a minute. No, she tried to block your path. That's what happened. She tried to block you from multiple things. I mean, she was breaking the law because this person's being arrested and they're going to jail. And so she was trying to block you in some way, but she must have also been doing some illegal things by by trying to block you. She might have been trying to block you by doing things like slander you, plant drugs on you, right? Like she might have been doing stuff that's actually criminal in order to get you in trouble. And now what's happening is that she's going to be caught and convicted criminally, and may already have been. I could be picking up on this at any given time here. Yeah, false things. She was saying false things about you. So she was saying false stuff about you, sending you evil eye, creating obstacles. She failed to stop you, but she really, really tried. And she's very unstable. She may have been jealous about some attention you received from others in both your lives. So it could be like a work setting, like a narcissistic coworker. It could be an ex of somebody that you're dating that's like, oh no, you don't. That person's mine. I'm going to learn everything about you. I'm going to start smearing your name all around the place. I'm going to do what I have to take you down, right? It's somebody who's not stable. Okay, so that's somebody who would think like that, right? Even though they don't know you, even though everybody has free will to be with who they want, nobody is anybody else's property, right? That's not how this person thinks. And so that's going on here. Yeah, they tried to take your place. They tried to seem like they were the divine feminine, right? They tried to block you. They tried to take your money. They tried to manipulate reality behind the scenes. They tried to smear your name. It's all coming out that you're a healer. And that this person was a dark witch. She tried to seem like she was a healer. It's like she tried to take your place. She tried to trade places with you. This is like a karmic feminine energy here. This is karmic feminine energy that we're picking up on. And so I need to move these. I'm going to keep these out here in case I need to look back at them. But now we're going to pull cards on it to find out more. Actually, I think I'll use the Thoth Tarot. What else do you need to know? This person was a toxic karmic feminine energy. She was trying whatever it took to smear you and cause total defeat for you because she's mentally and emotionally unstable, and she became obsessed with you. So this is like single white female type energy. It doesn't have to be a literal woman. It can be just even a masculine and toxic feminine energy, right? Very manipulative. And that card even came out, manipulation. What's happening though is that everybody, if it hasn't already happened, it's going to. People are going to be shocked to find out that you were always right about this person. You had them pegged from the beginning. You didn't, and you're probably a high priestess, right? And sensed right off that this person's not healthy, and so you steered clear, is what I'm guessing. It's kind of, I have a similar story. Yeah, it was a third-party situation. This person, it's like this person got hurt in some way here. This obsessed person got hurt by this third-party situation, and they started, and the way that they dealt with that hurt was to start to spread a bunch of rumors about you and a bunch of lies. And it rose to the level that it's punishable by law, okay? Like slander or, I don't know what else, right? But it's something because they had their heart broken. They're in a position where they feel like they lost out, and so they want to cause burdens for you because they were not chosen. Yeah, it's a third-party situation. This is here in duplicate now, which is what caused the vulnerability. You walked away from the situation. You were wise enough because you're not mentally unstable. You were like, okay, and again, no shade. Like, I'm not, I'm a mental health professional. Okay, so if you are someone who has struggled with this, it's important that you understand that if you've sought help, that's what it takes, is just to get help. That's all. You know, if you decide I'm obsessed with this person and I have a right to be, and I'm going to destroy them and take them down, right? Then it's not, you know, that's not taking responsibility for what's going on with you internally, right? There's treatment for obsessive thinking. There's treatment for obsessive behavior. There's treatment for jealousy and envy. It's to go within and to learn about your shadow and to heal your childhood wounds, right? These are not things that this person had no power over. They can heal. You, realizing something about the situation was toxic, were like, I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to embroil myself in a toxic third-party competition. Like, that's unhealthy. And I know my worth, so I'm walking away. Okay, that's the difference between you and this obsessive person. You're an emperor. You're someone who doesn't have to prove anything to anyone, and that's an emperor. You are solid and secure in your sense of personal power and authority and mastery. And in fact, so is the rest of the community. Because like it was saying, everybody's going to be blown away to discover that you were actually right about this person the whole time. And whereas people may have thought you were being judgmental or harsh or brutal or more like a dictatorial king type energy around this person, they're now going to be realizing and having this major awakening about everything you said was right and spot on. And they may even be having to look into their own shit now to be like, God, did this person fuck me up too? Like what, right? It's that level, because this person's going to jail. Yeah, it's been a major conflict. You really wanted to and had to fight to get through this situation. You had to really stand your ground through the conflict, and it took everything you had. It took every energy and wisdom internally that you had access to stay in this regal, healthy emperor status and not engage in this because it's beneath you. That's your thinking. Yeah, and because of that, now you're on your way to happiness with this 9 of Cups. Really, really good news. That person is not going to be happy about it, but that's their sad journey to walk, right? It's not for you to worry about. Tell us more about the Nine of Cups. It's coming your way. Tell us more about that. Tell us more about the Nine of Cups. And going back to the original theme, this person broke laws to do what they did, to try to take you down. So it's actionable. Like, they may have really caused harm to your reputation for a while. And now that you're being cleared, that's where all that shock and awe and awakening and respect is being put back on your name, right? Because you saw through this person and you knew all along. Back when that woman was trying to report on Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, no one wanted to hear that. No one wanted to hear what she had to say, so she never heard anything back. She tried to go to the FBI. She tried to go to local law enforcement, right? She never heard anything back. Now everyone's shocked, right? Now everybody's like, holy shit, that lady. And in fact, her point, one of the points she made was, I reported Donald Trump when he was a Democrat. Okay. So the right-wing obsession that this is some Democratic smear campaign, it's like, who gives a fuck about politics? If Bill Clinton raped girls, I want Bill Clinton in prison. I don't give a fuck about Bill Clinton. Same with Barack Obama. I loved Barack Obama. He was flawed as a president, though, for sure. And if he raped young girls, you're sure as fuck I want him to go to prison. Like, there's no politics to that. That's what's so embarrassing on the right wing. It's like they don't understand because they've allowed everything to be made about politics. This isn't about politics. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them that was their whole thing. If we're going to open the files, we have to include all the Democrats' names too, as if that's some big gotcha. It's like, yeah, great. Include their names. Let's bring it all out. Let's find out who all did this, including Bill Clinton, right? Embarrassing. Yeah, you're going to be fully in your creative fire. You're this Emperor and Queen of Wands energy. Like, you truly have, and you have the respect of your creative work. You have the respect of your authority and your sovereignty and your power. That joy is coming to you. There's good news coming to you. There's good news coming to you as a result of the fact that you've maintained your integrity and walked away and didn't embroil yourself in this third-party situation. And in fact, the good news might be that this is coming out and that your name is being restored. I mean, you didn't do anything crazy to try to fight this person off. You just walked away, and now you're getting good news about it. It's a new era where your name is being cleared and where people are gonna see that you were actually the victim, not this dark priestess, not this obsessed, unhealthy person. She may have really smeared you to the point that people were mad at you and felt sorry for her, right? And now this is actually what's gonna come out. And again, to use Lori Vallow as an example, when she was shooting her mouth off everywhere to her family and loved ones about her narrative about what she was saying was happening. Meanwhile, she's being a serial killer and murdering people left and right, including her own children. But she had her family thoroughly convinced that Charles Vallow, one of her victims, and her deceased husband, was cheating on her. She turned everyone against him. She convinced everyone that he was this horrible person, and everybody froze him out. Nobody would speak to him. There was one person. Meanwhile, he's just desperately trying to get her help, worried that she's delusional. Right? Well, what thanks did he get? He got a fucking shotgun to the chest. He got shot in the heart, literally in the chest. And now, then it all came out finally that he actually was desperately trying to get help for weeks leading up to his own death, and everybody treated him like he was the problem. It's that kind of energy. Okay, it's on that kind of scale, just about. It might not have been a murder plot, but it was something very serious. Yeah. Now, you're a high priestess in the upright, and this person is a priestess in the reverse, and she was trying to take your position. You're going to be regarded here as being right and authentic, that you're the real one in this situation. So okay. What was the smear campaign? What did she do? What did she do here? I'm picking up, it's starting to feel like she tried to take your place. Like she tried to step into your shoes and take your place, like a single white female type energy. But let's just see. What did this person do? They were clearly obsessed with you. They tried to cause you all kinds of problems, and they succeeded for a while, is what this is saying. To the point that everybody is going to be shocked that you were actually a victim of this person, and this person was not at all who she seemed. What did she do? What was the behavior? She tried to block everything that you were trying to build for yourself. So that's on the bottom of the deck. We already kind of picked up on that. She tried to call you an abuser. She tried to, whoa. She said that you were abusive, and she, okay, so there's again, you're gonna have to watch out for gender, because this is coming out as a masculine. One thing she did was accuse a masculine in her life of abuse, and it smeared his reputation. Okay, that might be what's going on here, because this was a third party situation, and this masculine ended things with her. Not only did she go after you, she's gone after him and accused him of abuse and generated a bunch of concern on her behalf against him, and that he was this horrible, manipulative person. Well, it turns out it's her, right? That's the emotionally manipulative person. And now his honor and reputation are also being restored because this is coming out. So both of your reputations are being restored. Very interesting. She tried to take someone's wealth, maybe his. There's a priest in the upright here. I don't know if that's him. You're a high priestess, so it could be that he's a high priest. Like he may be also kind of a spiritually powerful person. This happened to them in their home life and in their family, but it's over with. There's no more there's no more confusion for this person. There's no more confusion about whether this wow, it's so interesting. She had the masculine fooled also. This is really wild. Okay, the story that's coming out here, this is very specific for someone. So not only was she smearing your name, she got everybody convinced that this masculine abused her, and that whatever she, and all the while she might have been taking him to court and taking him to the cleaners financially or something. I don't know where this money abundance is coming from, but they may have been married. The end of this whole smear campaign and lie is become clear. And not only has it become clear to the community around you both, it's become clear to this masculine, because she also convinced this masculine that you were bad, and that you were a fake, and that you were doing the things that she was doing, and that you were a dark priestess, and that maybe you were practicing black magic or sending them evil eye, right? Like it's all very twisted. Well, this masculine now sees that you're honest and upfront and sincere, and that your motives were true. Okay, and so she didn't succeed in smearing you to the masculine. She may have for a little while, but ultimately it's coming out, like I said, that people are seeing now the truth of the situation, including the masculine. And not only is the masculine seeing that she smeared you, he's also now understanding that she tried to tear him anew, like tear down his reputation as well. So now let's find out what's going to happen, because this is pretty serious what this person did, and it rises to the level of criminal what she did. And again, it doesn't have to be the genders as they lined up in this layout. it could be easily flipped. So just put it where it needs to go. But what we want to do now is see, where are things headed now? Now that this is coming out, what can you expect? We had that happiness card, but I'm curious what else. Like, what else is going to come out now? What's going to happen now that this is coming out, or has come out, or is about to come out, right? Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen now that this comes out? So this person smeared you, smeared your reputation, accused you of being a fake, tried to take your place, basically, tried to act like she was a twin flame or a fated partner to this masculine, right? And then had this masculine convinced that you were doing dark things, or that you were being manipulative, or that you were trying to stalk him, that you were obsessed with him, that you were all the things that she was. It was her. And this is, again, that's classic Lori Daybell. Like, everything she accused other people of doing were what she was doing the whole time. And all you have to do is look back into that whole case history and see that she did that over and over and over again. Accused other people of the very things that she was doing. And it worked for a little while. She had her whole family convinced that, you know, she was being victimized. But now that this is all coming out, tell us how this is going to come out, or what's going to happen as a result now that it's all coming out, whatever. Where's everything headed now? Tell us more about the future. Yeah, a good news is coming. Again, Page of Wands on the split. You've gone within. You've been on your own through this whole thing. It's been lonely for you at times, and it's been difficult to know, to be the only one in the know that you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, that's been a difficult journey at points, I can only imagine. But now here comes your security and abundance and happy home life after all of this fuckery upheaved your entire reality for a long time. Yeah, now you're back in the saddle, baby, and the world is your oyster. Now that this is happening, and you have a new beginning. From this sorrowful kind of having to go within and just believe in yourself when nobody else was believing in you, to this abundant, kick-ass, take names, new beginning. You're headed right for it. And you're in divine feminine energy. Your creative work is going to make you rich, right? Your creativity and your spark and your willingness to just follow your own light and go within and not participate in all that mess. Now you're going to be rewarded with a secure, stable, wealthy home life and a new beginning. You may feel like you're working and working, and you may have felt like you're working and working in isolation, and you're the only one getting to enjoy or see that you're succeeding because everybody else believed this crazy bitch, right? Well, guess what? Now you're walking into a new beginning, where you've got everything you need. Before it said the energy is headed towards the Nine of Cups, it's also headed towards the Nine of Pentacles, where you've got everything you need, where you're solid, where you're secure, where you know that everything's good. The hard thing about this is that you wish you had a partner with you. That's the one challenge of the Nine of Pentacles, is that you have everything. You have it all except the partner. Well, this is saying you're going to have the partner too, because the Ten of Pentacles is here. You may not know that yet. You might not see that. You might still be feeling sad, like that masculine believed everything that crazy woman said, and I've just got to let it go and walk away because I don't compete, because I'm not a pick-me, because I don't go try to convince someone of my worth. If they can't see it, then goodbye, right? Yeah, your shadow said, let's just heal. You know, your shadow was like, we're not for the competition. We're not for tit for tat. We're not trying to go out and try to smear this person because they're smearing us. We don't do that. Your shadow was like, let's just heal. We don't want to be a part of this. Like, get us out of here. Get us out of this situation. And that's what you did. You walked away. You walked away. You want a healer. You wanted healing. And you listened and gave that to yourself. Yep. You gave yourself exactly what you wanted and needed internally, and in your deepest levels of self, was that you needed healing. And you gave that to yourself. You said, I'm going to do my best to heal my inner child and to give myself everything I need to get through a situation like this. I'm going to go within. I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to keep my head held high. I'm going to straighten my back, and I'm going to walk forward with dignity because I haven't done anything wrong. Whether the world knows that or not, I know that. And that's where you stayed. And because of that, you're a fucking high priestess, queen of wands. You're an empress, right? Like you're going to have a choice to make. And I have a feeling that it's a choice in love, because the very first Tetractus was the Lover's card in the cornerstone. And I think you're going to have a choice in love about this masculine. Because, yeah, on the split, good news, and the Six of Cups, a lover from the past is returning. You're going to have a choice about how you want to deal with that masculine. And I'm sensing it's in part because initially he believed her. And so now you're going to have a choice about how you feel about that. What's the choice? Is that what the choice is? Is it a choice in love? Yeah, it's a choice about the King of Pentacles. It's a choice about a masculine here. It's going to involve work. If you want to be with this masculine, it's going to take work. You're going to recognize that is what it's saying, that you're going to recognize that the choice involves whether you're willing to invest in the relationship. When this Knight of Cups comes in and speaks to you about it, it's going to come into your awareness that there's work involved in being with this person. But it can also bring you everything you ever dreamed, possibly. It's the choice that you need to make about your own happy future is what's coming. It's showing that it has potential here. Yeah, but you're going to have to be strong for some reason. Maybe because this person doing the smear campaign, I don't know, there might be more fallout from that. It said they're going to jail. Yeah. He's a high priest, just like it said earlier. It's going to be work, though, for some reason, and you're going to have a choice to make. And it's okay to take your time making the choice. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of choices, actually. It may not even be just a choice to be with this masculine or not. It may be to be with this masculine among other people who are also interested in you. Yeah. Just move to calmer water as this choice starts to present itself, and go within like you have been. This is powerful. You're entering an empowered position, and it's going to feel so amazing because you have felt disempowered by this person for a while. You didn't let it disempower you, but it has not been pleasant to feel like this person succeeded in smearing you. I'm going to pull again from Kipperish to see about where are things headed. That layout said it's headed towards a choice for you about a relationship, and you're going to have a lot of options. You're going to be choosing between the masculine that also got smeared in the third party and that believed the other party about you for a while. He's returning. But it also said that there's a lot of other options present. So that's the position you're going to be in after having been in a very sorrowful, walking away, being alone position where you've been for a while. You know that it was the right move. I can sense that because you're a high priestess, right? This is just confirmation for you. What can you expect now from the Kipperish? Messages from the Kipperish. What can you expect? So it's not going to reveal a ton. What it's saying here is that you're going to find out about the information. The masculine's going to come forward in his north node and tell you about what this person did. They may have tried to do divination work to see if it was, they might have tried to do a love spell on you, or do divination work on you to see if you would be open to it. But what they're going to do is show up and apologize and tell you that they've been abused by this person, that they're very sorry. It may have really impacted their finances and their work. It may have hurt their reputation at work, and it may have also hurt their money. They may have been victimized by some financial abuse by this toxic, obsessed person. They really did a number here. There's somebody else that was helping her. They're both going to prison. And they're going, this is what you can expect, is that they're going to be living out their bad karma. And they're going to be very, very bothered by it. It's going to be a huge struggle. And that's the truth. They're going to have to, that's the truth. That's what you can expect. It's not saying much else about, other than this person's going to come forward and tell you about all the ways that this has impacted them. That's what you can expect. And that might be partly what that person has to tell you about, because they believe this feminine for a while, is that they may have participated in some of it. And they want your forgiveness, and they want to tell you the truth. And you'll have a choice to make about whether you accept that apology or whether you decide you want to be with it. I mean, that's what it was saying, is that you've got all kinds of options about when this person comes forward to tell you. What should you know about the masculine here? Let's pull a couple cards about that in particular before we end this reading. When he comes forward and what should you know about him? I mean, it's really going to be up to you. You're going to be able to know when you meet with him, or when he tells you the truth. You're going to be able to know whether he's trustworthy or not. The choice is really going to be yours, is kind of what I felt. You'll just get to decide whether you want to try again with him, or whether you're better off to just move on and hear him tell the story, for closure or whatever. What do you need to know about this masculine? What should you know about the masculine? Because that's what it's saying. That's where things are headed, is he's going to reach out and tell you the truth about what happened. And you're going to have a choice to make. So what do you need to know about this masculine? There's 3 messages here. And I'm just going to read the here there's 2 reversals, so I'm going to read the reversal, and for this one I'm going to read the relationship one, because that's specifically what I'm asking about. So unfinished symphony, card number 10 in the reverse. When unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it's a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It's not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. Yeah. Peace in the reverse, card 23. Definitely unfinished business between the 2 of you. And hearing him out is going to bring you some peace, because you'll get some truth that you may have been wondering about. 23 in the reverse, peace in the reverse. Now is a time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there are dissonant notes in the music of your life, all that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself, and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be filled with beautiful music. So there's a lot of uncertainty because of this unfinished business with you and this person. So I think them coming forward to tell you the truth is going to be welcome. It's also pointing to the fact that it's very lucky, potentially. What does this say in the upright for the relationship? Card 18 in the upright, serendipity. Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. That's important. I mean, I don't know. I said, what do you need to know about this masculine? And that's the answer. Someone's very vital, important is about to come into your life. So it could be that masculine, or it could be somebody else. I don't really know. That wasn't very expected, honestly. What else do you need to know about this situation? And about the choice that you're going to have, because you've got a choice coming up and you've got a lot of different options. So tell us more about the choice. The vulture and asphodel in the reverse. I'll take that because vulture is a spirit bird for me. It has lots of spiritual meaning for me. The porcupine and anemone, the bobcat and blackthorn, the coyote and datura, and the vulture and asphodel. So we're going to read all of these descriptions here. What else is important for you to know, and what can you expect? Take care not to judge others who seem bristly or closed off. Consider that they may have good reason to protect themselves from harm. Respect their boundaries, allowing them time to open up on their own terms. So I'm sensing that you're really going to need to hear this person out when they come forward and talk to you about it. Give them the space to tell you the truth. I wouldn't cut them off. I wouldn't interrupt them. I would give them the floor and let them just tell you their truth. And then once they've gotten it all out, then you can start weighing out your inner, right? If you're really reactive, it might be hard for them to tell you the truth, and you want the truth. The bobcat and blackthorn in the reverse. Oh, but first, the coyote and datura in the upright. Beware the charming stranger. Before opening up to someone new, consider what they may have to gain from your trust. So that's important information to know about someone new coming in and a choice. Someone new coming in might be a real charmer, but they might have an agenda. Okay, so that's valuable. You're wanting to watch out for yourself, and that's showing here with this bobcat and blackthorn. You're wanting to watch out for yourself. What does this say here? Bobcat and blackthorn in the reverse. You have acted too hastily and are in over your head. Notice what preparations might have served you and plan more carefully in the future. So that's what this is saying, is don't act too quickly. When this masculine comes in and tells you the truth, you're going to have a lot of options, and it's saying don't act too quickly. Don't be too hasty, because another option coming in that might be this charming stranger, you're being shown here they might have an agenda. Okay, so you really want to weigh out everything carefully. And then the vulture and asphodel in the reverse. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that plant right. You may be feeling trapped in a cycle of grief, unable to heal or change. If you're overwhelmed, consult with others who can help you identify the source or sources of your unresolved pain. It's impossible to clean a wound we don't know we have. Yeah, so there's going to be something sorrowful too, possibly, about what this person has to say. And even if it's not what they have to say, it's important that you acknowledge the grief that you went through as a result of this, and maybe that you let that person in on it and don't shield them from what the experience has been like for you. In any case, whatever you do with your grief, it sounds to me like via that message, it's impossible, or it's important that you acknowledge your grief around the whole situation and don't try to skip over it, including as you're listening to this reading, right? So I think that'll do it for the layout today. And thank you so much for being here. Depending on my energy level, I might try to come back in a few minutes and do a live reading as well, just because I'm kind of feeling like doing more, and I've been trying to do lives on Friday. So yeah, anyways, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe and come back for more, and I'll see you in the next one.